The family has been on St. Lucia for about 185 years, and Samuel Barnard Jr. moved from Antigua. He was an Anglican missionary, and he came to Vieux-Fort to set up a school. Over the years, the family expanded and grew, of course, and went into different businesses. Finally, my grandfather ended up buying Denery Estate. So he built a small weekend home on the property that is now Rendezvous. As tourism developed and agriculture started to decline, he built 12 cottages in the early 1960s next to his house. Tourists or travelers at the time who would land at Fiji would walk down the beach, come across Malabar Beach Hotel, and started staying here. My grandfather, Dennis's butler, whose name was Lionel, used to host the guests with my grandfather at a family table right at the house, and the guests would wander down from their cottage for lunch and for the open bar and to enjoy the stories that my grandfather used to love recounting. And that's how we fell into the hospitality industry. But interestingly, that process of welcoming guests into our family home is something that I think is extremely important, because it has laid the foundation for the very values and behaviors that we have in the company today. You're not coming to a resort or a hotel in the same traditional sense, and everything that we do here is about creating that sense of family welcome. You're coming to our place, and a warm welcome. The guest feedback about our teams is that the care, the hospitality, and the way the guests are treated in every interaction that they have in our resorts makes them feel extremely special and looked after. And that is very, very important in the holiday experience. One of the largest drivers of the success of our resorts is the fact that we recruit people who instinctively know how to look after, how to care for our clients on a daily basis. The guests feel that sense of warmth and welcome, and it's because of the character and type of people who work here that brings that whole atmosphere to the guest service experience in our resorts. In 1991, Rendezvous opened as an all-inclusive, couples-only boutique hotel. Rendezvous has evolved a little bit more. We are addressing a new demographic, and that is of the busy urban couple. They're a good couple, they love each other. It's that they need quality time together. And Rendezvous, as a small, intimate, personalized boutique hotel, provides the perfect setting for them to get away, to reconnect, to speak to each other, to be intimate together in this very wonderful environment. The Body Holiday was conceived as a holiday experience of wellness, a place where the baby boomers, who are the generation born from 1945 through to about 1964, and we recognized that there was a need to provide those stressed out executives with a place where they could go on holiday to recharge and rejuvenate. And the Body Holiday was conceptualized as a holiday of wellness that would respond to their needs. People, for the first time, were starting to recognize that through a healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, regular relaxation, exercise, obviously well-being has moved on a lot since then, and physical fitness is one aspect of well-being. Now it's much more publicly accepted that while there's physical fitness, there is mental, spiritual, work-life balance, and all of these things that play into people's lives that give them an enhanced quality of life, and indeed actually increase their life. There are many, many people still here from the early days working with us. That's because those people are those who really love looking after and caring for our guests. They have a sense of ownership, a sense of place. I think sometimes that it's not actually our resort, it's their resort. They're the ones who feel like they're welcoming their guests into their home. And that feeling is so important in the guest experience. It has echoes of that same era when Lionel would welcome the clients into the dining room. The absence of a name badge is about building a more genuine relationship between our guests and our staff members. When a guest remembers a staff member's name and a staff member remembers a guest's name, an interaction happens that's very special. The staff understands that the client cares about them, and the client understands that the staff member cares about them. And that mutual sense of care and respect are all values that sit in the center of everything that we do. The culture of our company is one where we encourage every team member to foster an emotional connection with our guests. The two brands that we have at Sunswept are different fundamentally. Rendezvous is about reconnection. The Body Holiday is about rejuvenation, in essence. But our role in supporting those experiences remains exactly the same. The values that we have to carry, the behaviors that we have to exhibit remain exactly the same. The same warmth and welcome and home away from home atmosphere that we're so good at creating are underpinned by our values, by our behaviors, and they must remain the same. Uncompromised guest care is not something that one can train. Yes, we can do the skills training, we can understand how the processes work, but in actual fact, uncompromised guest care, and the word is care, is creating an emotional bond with that guest in front of you. And that comes out of the values and the core behaviors that all of us in our resorts carry, and those being love, warmth, care, empathy, professionalism, trust, creativity. You wrap all of those together in the things that we do, the way we approach the guest interaction, and you get a very different experience from simply craft training. It's about the emotional bond that happens between our team and our guests. The atmosphere that we have in our resorts, the atmosphere and characteristics of the brand or the experience that our guests have, those atmospheres of warmth and caring and love and gregariousness are things that are personalities behind the brands, behind the resorts, that reflect in the experience that the client receives. Those characteristics come about because of the way that the staff behave, because of the way the leaders and all behave. It's a product of our characters. And so I think that's very, very important. There are opportunities for personal growth and development within our resorts. We have people who've been working here for many years. Many of them hold senior positions in our resorts. We're constantly looking out for people who want to grow, and we look to take them on and develop them rapidly. What makes this company so unique in this industry are the values and behaviors that we uphold, and that drives fundamentally the development of the business, how we behave and how we move forward. And it is fundamental to the success to date and the future success of this company going forward. The culture program is so important to the company and everybody in it, because you have to understand what you do, what your role is, what your contribution is to ensuring that the guests keep coming back. It's not only essential for you to understand our values, but also how to apply them and use them in everything that you do every day. We hope that you've enjoyed the Culture Program. It's central to absolutely everything we do. But at the end of the day, it's what you take out of it and use on a daily basis that's really going to make the difference. It's going to lead to your continued personal success and development, and that of the business. Thank you for living those values on a daily basis, for being part of our team, and finally for taking part in the program today.